We're watching a very high-class player.
This is when you know David de Villiers is at his best.
Nice little intro that. You guys must tell me if I should change it at some time. At some stage, I mean. But I quite like that. Nice holiday vibes, isn't it? Welcome to 360 Live. I don't know if that was my best intro ever, but welcome nonetheless. It's great to have you all on here. We'll be covering a few things today. Obviously focusing briefly on that India tour of South Africa, specifically the T20s. That'll be played first, so we'll get into that. And then I just want to wish everyone happy holidays, wherever you are in the world, whether you're traveling by car or flying somewhere. It's just festive season around the world. It's the end of another year. 2023 is almost gone. I know there are a lot of people still working in offices. I'm still working. I can't call this work. It's just fun. But it's great to have you all here. Please start posting your questions, whatever you want to know about this tour or this upcoming tour of India to South Africa. Post your questions down below in the descriptions box, and I'll answer as many as I can. I have to leave by 8 a.m. SA time, so that is 11:30 IST in about 25 minutes. So we're going to rush through a few things, and I'll try and answer some questions. So there you have it, the T20 series, India coming over to South Africa. You see that first one is on Sunday, December 10th, South Africa against India, the very first clash in Durban, 7:30 p.m. Nighttime here in South Africa. It's quite late in India, but you'll have to stay up to watch that game. And I've got bad news for you. It gets even later. That second T20 is the 12th of December. That's in Gqeberha, which is the former Port Elizabeth on the eastern coast of South Africa. Beautiful there. It's also Nelson Mandela Bay, or Mandela Bay is what they call it. That's 8:30 p.m. and that's where that's played. It's one of my favorite grounds in the world, St. George's Park. I scored my first Test 100 and my last Test 100 for South Africa. No, I didn't score my first Test 100. Sorry. I played my first Test match for South Africa over there, and I scored my last Test 100 against Australia before I finished off my career. And then the last T20, 14th of December in Johannesburg, the Bull Ring, the Wanderers. It's a great stadium. This will also be 8:30 p.m. at night. So it's pretty late in other parts of the world, early if you're in the US. But yes, a very exciting T20 series. Surya Kumar Yadav, troops will be coming over to the shores of South Africa, and Aiden Markram will be leading that team in the absence of Themba Bavuma. It's a very exciting squad. So let's quickly have a look at the squads. Both squads, I feel, are very exciting. Captained by Aiden Markram here, South Africa. And I have gone through the names in the show in the week. But some names that stand out, and I did post about this Nandre Burger, the strong left-arm bowler. He hits the deck very hard. I did say he reminds me of Gerald Coetzee, purely because they're both young. They both hit the deck very hard. They don't really try and swing the ball too much. And I absolutely love that. There's a couple of left-hand bowlers, former left-hand bowlers that remind me of Nandre Burger. Guys like Brett Schulz. Not a lot of people will be familiar with that name. He played a few Test matches for South Africa. Very strong left armer. He was in your face. And just a great presence. And I think Nandre Burger has got a similar kind of aura and presence. So I'm very excited to watch him perform against some of the best batters in the world in that T20 side of India. And we'll cover that in a minute. And then your stalwarts, David Miller, Maharaj, Klaasen. Who else are the stalwarts? Rabada's not there. Ngidi, Shamsi, we've seen play a lot of games. There's your experience. And then a lot of youngsters. That's very exciting. You guys will get familiar with these names. Matthew Brzezinski, I've followed that guy for quite a while now. And he is about to break through on the international scene. Very exciting young player. Up the order, he'll be opening the batting. But there's your South African squad. Very exciting young squad, led by Captain Aiden Markram, which I quite like. It's just a fresh vibe. Forget a little bit about the ODI World Cup, and get a fresh team out there. Let the guys express themselves. On the Indian side then, captained by Surya Kumar Yadav. That's a nice move. I quite like that. He's a bit of a 360 player. He thinks differently. He's very creative. It'll be nice to watch him lead his troops over here in South Africa. Vice-captain Ravi Jadeja. He needs no introduction, that guy. Also part of the experienced players there. Shreyas Iyer, you can call him experienced these days. Shubman Gill, even though he's still young, quite experienced. And then the rest, not really very experienced. Kuldeep Yadav, obviously, and Mohamed Siraj, and Deepak Char. The rest of them very young, very inexperienced. And what I love about both squads, the players have been rewarded for performing in the domestic scene. All these players have had a fantastic IPL on the South African side, a fantastic SA20, and the selectors went, you know what, our best players are going to get a chance over here. There's a World Cup next year. We need to see the talent, and we want to know how they perform under pressure on the big stage. Very exciting. I absolutely can't wait, and I hope you guys will be tuned in and ready to roll. It's just a great time of the year, and we're all very happy. Just quickly then, the ODIs, 17th, 19th, and 21st of December. They start off in Joburg. They go to Geberga, which is Port Elizabeth. Sorry for the pronunciation. You got to put a bit of a in there. I can't explain that to you guys, but those of you not familiar with that, I'm sorry. In the last game, in the hot Paul will be steaming hot this time of the year. It's very close to Cape Town. It's about an hour's drive from Cape Town. Beautiful, one of the most beautiful grounds in the world. And there are the squads. Similar names, but here and there, a couple of changes. You see there, Sanju Samson, which I like to see, and also Yuzi Chahal on the Indian side. We spoke with him in the show in this week. It was great to catch up with him. You would not have seen it yet, but that is a surprise coming up for you guys. And then, yeah, you can see the names there. Tilak Varma, I like to see that guy featuring on the South African side. Once again, you see that name, Nandre Berger. Tony De Zorzi, which I did speak about. He needs to find that fifth gear, and he's got all the talent in the world to do that. I hope this is his platform to excel. I did mention that to you guys. And they are the names. I mean, I'm not going to... Michlachli Mpongwana. It's great to see him there. As I said in the show as well, I'm not familiar with his name. I can't wait to watch him perform. I haven't followed his career as of yet. Fresh on the scene, and let's see what he's capable of. That's enough of the ODI and T20 series. We also know that Test series will be coming up, the Boxing Day and the New Year's Test match. And there's a bit of a headline for you guys, something that I hoped would never get out. I did speak about it casually, but I was hoping it wouldn't become a headline, so I have to explain myself again. But anyway, a few years back, I had this accident where my eldest son did a backflip, and I was busy with my middle son now, John, and he kicked me with his heel on my right eye. I didn't think much of it. I did think at the time, I obviously fell on the carpet in shock, and I was too scared to take my hands away. I thought my eye was out, literally. After a while, took my hands off, and I was like, okay, at least I can see still. And then it was fine. Later on in the IPL, so the last 2-3 seasons of my IPL, I realized there was a bit of a blurred vision with my right eye. I was testing it on the scoreboard always. I was actually caught on the camera once, and I think the commentators mentioned something like, yeah, he's getting his eye in. Meanwhile, I was just going like, why is this eye so blurry and this one is fine? I would put eye drops in. But anyway, there's my quote at the bottom. When I got the surgery done, the doctor actually asked me, how in the world did you play cricket like this? Luckily, my left eye did a decent job. So my left eye is the dominant eye, luckily. But the right one did struggle for that last few years. And I was very lucky because I spoke to someone called Corbin Bosch, who told me, you know what, because I was complaining at a Titans at Supersport Park at a Titans breakfast. Some of the Titans players were there. I attended the breakfast with Dale Steyn. We did a question and answer. And one of the guys spoke to me, Corbin Bosch, and I said, you know what? He asked me, how am I? And am I still enjoying IPL? I said, yes, but something is not right with my eye. And he said, well, I know someone who's really good, and you need to go and see him. I went to see the guy. I'm not going to mention names, but anyway, long story short, he told me we have to operate tomorrow. You have a retinal detachment. If you get one more bump on your eye, you will literally be blind in your eye. So I did surgery the following day. It's still very blurry, recovery phase now. It's about 9 months ago that I did the surgery, and still not great. I lost my what's the word I'm looking for? I can't see far, but I can see near. What do you call that again? Anyway, in the private chat, the guys will help me out. Farsighted, I think. No, farsighted is when you see well far. But anyway, long story short, I can see things clearly close by, but not from a distance. So, but luckily, as I said, my left eye is my dominant eye. Enough about me. I just wanted to get it cleared out there. It didn't affect me a lot. Nearsightedness, yes. It didn't affect me a lot while I was playing. But I would say it was not a bad idea to move on with my career when I did. I think it got worse and worse, especially in the evenings. I really struggled to judge distance and depth. So I did pretty well for those last 2 seasons. That's what the doctor said. He said, well, you weren't too bad in the last few seasons, maybe a bit more inconsistent than usual. And I just told him, well, I didn't train as well as I should have the last couple of years. Maybe that's the reason. And he said, well, anyway, that's enough about me. There's enough questions at the bottom. We're going to start with some questions. And it's great to see you all here. We have about 15 minutes left. So I'm going to answer as many as possible. And then I have a nice little surprise video for you guys at the end. Aman, how difficult was it for you in the 2021 IPL season with the retinal detachment? I won't say I was still the best, but thank you very much. I lost a bit of that the consistency that I really enjoyed throughout my career. I like to be reliable. So I would say the last couple of seasons, I was a little bit up and down with my form. I still had some magic moments, which I really enjoyed, especially over there in Dubai. I had some nice knocks. I think of a very nice chase against the Rajasthan Royals at the Dubai Stadium and finishing off, hitting Jofra Archer for 6 over Cow. One of my favorite innings, because we were really down and out in that game. And I love it when we're down and out. Give me a challenge, and that really gets me excited. But yes, I didn't know about the retinal detachment at the time, thankfully. And luckily, nothing happened. I didn't get a ball in the eye or no knocks. Because the doctor told me he was literally a bump away from losing your eye for life. So thank goodness, praise the Lord, he helped me through that. And luckily I did get my chance to play in my last few seasons. But as I said, I had the surgery done now. Everything is fine. I'm not going to lose my eye. I'm just struggling with my sight. It's very blurry. And as I said, I can't see anything further than about 4 or 5 meters away. It's completely blurry. So I can't read from a distance. And it's funny enough, I'm still playing golf. I still see everything fine. And it shows you when you have a dominant eye, how strong and how powerful that is. I even had to wear an eye patch for about 6 weeks, I think. And after a while, I honestly didn't even realize that the eye patch was on. I literally had a normal life. I was driving around. Everything was fine. I just had to make sure with this blind spot. But other than that, I was okay. Thanks, Aman. Next one. Navia George, rumor has it Faf is joining the T20 World Cup. Your thoughts? It is very exciting. And not only Faf, but Coach Rob Walter made it clear that all players that are not currently in the squad or in the system will be looked at as long as they put their hands up and they do what's necessary and play the necessary games, show the necessary urgency and form and all of those things. Rob Walter and the selectors will have a look at them. Quinton de Kock is another name that pops in my head. AB de Villiers is another name that pops in my head with one eye. No, I'm kidding. I won't be playing. But yes, Faf, Quinton, and quite a few others that are playing on the county scene in other areas of the world will be communicated to, which I absolutely love. That is just open-mindedness. It wasn't like that when I was playing, and it's a shame. But I absolutely love a coach that comes in and says, you know what? We want to win World Cups. We don't want to just go and compete. And the Springboks, the South African rugby team, had a very similar mindset. Most players played overseas for 2 or 3 years. Coach Rassie Erasmus was scouting them, making sure they stay fit, tracking their form and their physicality and while they're playing, and also communicating with the local players playing in the domestic scene. Guys, it is an open invitation for everyone. Because you are playing in the domestic scene doesn't mean we're only picking from you. We want to pick the best Springbok team to go and win a World Cup. They won it back-to-back now, 2 in a row, and it just shows you a coach with a bit of creativity, with an open mind, and this is exactly what Rob Walter is doing. If you hear voices in the background, it's my daughter screaming. They're all very excited because at 8 o'clock South African time, in 13 minutes, we are going on holiday and we're going to the coast. So the kids are extremely excited and we absolutely can't wait. But thanks for that question, Navia. It's great to see that Faf, Quinton, and all the other players who are not spoken of currently, or you won't see in the T20 series, for instance, playing against India. They are maybe playing overseas or somewhere else. They are available, and I love that. Southwick, hi, AB. No Brevis in T20s and no Rassie van der Dussen in the tests. Is that correct? That is very interesting. Look, at the end of the day, it's all about form. Devil got his opportunity in a few games over in South Africa. He didn't take the chance. He's still very young with all the talent in the world. He's got his support structures in place. And it's a matter of scoring the runs. That's what he needs to do, and he knows that now. He's been communicated to properly with Coach Rob Walter, so he knows where he stands. He's got to go back to the Titans and score runs. And the other call there is pure form. That's what it's about. He's been performing incredibly well, Rassie van der Dussen, in white ball cricket, in T20s, in ODIs, but unfortunately his test form has gone down a touch, and they've given someone else a chance who's performed domestically. That's what it's always been like in the cricket scene. That's what the pressure I always felt. The minute one of my formats would go down a little bit in performance, I would really go like, AB, it's time to shine. You're going to get dropped out of this format. And luckily for me, I found a way always to get out of the dip and to stay in the team more often than not. I was dropped once from a tour in 2006 when we went to Australia. I was sent back home after the test series. But anyway, that was a low time of my life. But what did the coach tell me? Go back to Pretoria, go to the Titans, go score runs, and I promise you'll find your way back into the team. So there's the recipe. Sorry, there's a lot of noise here. The bird you're hearing outside is a harida, and he seems to be very excited about the holiday as well, making a lot of noise. Is the prolonged injury of Nortje hurting South Africa as we see them struggle to pick wickets in death overs and leak many runs? Your thoughts on Mkhitaryan, the young express pacer? I'm very excited about him. As I said, I haven't watched a lot of him. I've watched him bowl one spell before, so I can't wait to watch him play this series. And Nortje, we've missed him big time. We missed him in the ODI World Cup, and I mean, he's a raw talent. He's a out and out match winner. So we'll definitely be missing him. And speedy recovery to Anrich. I hope he gets back on the park very, very soon. Anyway, next question then. Sarvesh, thank you very much. Sartak, what do you think about Gerald Coetzee? That's all about presence and attitude. I absolutely love that. That's the first thing I look at with a sportsman or cricketer. Is this guy passionate about what he does? Is he prepared to put in the hard yards? And does he love the big moments? It doesn't mean he always has to perform well under pressure, but does he want the ball? Does he have what it takes to go out there and to face the challenge, win or lose? And that's what it comes down to. Some guys crumble purely because of pressure and that they don't really want it. They're scared and they start shaking. Other guys go out and they want that moment because they see opportunity. Even if they fail a few times, they want it. They come back. Gerald Coetzee is one of those guys that reminds me of that. When the captain looks around, when the game is on the line, the team is under pressure, he goes like, please, I want this opportunity. I can't guarantee you I'm going to win you the game, but I want it. Dale Steyn had that as well. Give me the ball, Graham. I want to win this game. Sometimes he failed, but that's what champions have in common. Tiger Woods, he wants the big moments. He didn't always play it well. I saw him duff chips before into water, losing championships and tournaments, but ultimately the consistency will come through if you just have that attitude of I want it, I want it, I want it. And I just think that's the attitude Gerald Coetzee has. He's still very young, still needs to gain a lot of experience, but he wants the ball. Sorry, I rant on about that way too long, but I think you get the point. Let's move on to the next one. Your opinion, and thank you very much, Pankaj. Your opinion on Rohit and Virat in the T20 World Cup 2024. We just have to see them there. It's all about them and the hunger. I want to see them there. I know you guys want to see them there. But do they feel that hunger still to want to go and win a World Cup? I think so. I can't speak on behalf of them. But I do think both of them would want to go over there and win that World Cup. T20 World Cups are very short. It's not a long tournament. It's quick in and out. If you play a few good games in a row, you set yourself up for another opportunity to win a World Cup. So I do think both of them will be going there. Let's see. Next one, and last couple, I would say. Anupam, wicket keeping or fielding, what did you like most? Weird, it was up and down throughout my career. When I was young, literally primary school, I think I enjoyed keeping more. Purely because I never had that opportunity. I started as a fielder. When I was very young, I saw John T. Rhodes that run out. I was 8 years old in 1992, and that's all that was on my mind for 2 or 3 years. And then I turned about 11, 12, and I told the coach, wow, I just saw Adam Gilchrist take a stumping and Mark Boucher, and I was watching those guys, and can I maybe get a chance to take the gloves? So I started keeping when I was about 11, and I remember in my very first game, I got a stumping, off a seam bowler. So I stood up. I saw this all on television. It just shows you how youngsters watch the heroes on television. And first it was John T. Rhodes, then it was Boucher and Gilchrist doing stumpings. And then I watched this guy, Alan Donald, and I thought I could bowl, but I very quickly realized that's not my future. But I did bowl. I would literally open the bowling for my primary school, and then I would take the gloves after my spell and I would wicket keep. So I would get a bit of everything: fielding, wicket keeping, bowling, batting, you name it. That's how I was when I was young. When I got a bit older, I loved fielding when I was younger. When I just arrived on the international scene, I arrived as a wicket keeper, and I took Mark Boucher's place, which to this day was one of the toughest things ever, because he was my mentor. He helped me into the side, and ultimately Ray Jennings told him, listen, AB's going to take your place. Luckily, common sense prevailed, and that turned around after that series, and Boucher got the gloves back, and Coach Ray Jennings said, you opening the batting, forget about wicket keeping. But yes, it's tough to pick. I loved fielding. I think of John T. Rhodes. I loved keeping as well, whatever kept me in the game. Sometimes as a fielder, the ball doesn't always come your way, so that makes it very difficult. It gets boring sometimes, whereas a wicket keeper, you always feel the ball is coming your way. Thanks, Anupam. Next one then. My kids are very excited. Gentle, what's your thoughts on Rajat Patidar? He got selected for ODI side for SA versus India. Yeah, he's a wonderful player. I played with him at RCB for a few seasons. He was still very young then. He's getting more experience now. He's just a very solid guy, you know, solid personality and attitude, and then also solid technique on the park. So he's got everything going for him. If I could say one thing, I want to see him with a bit more of a nit and grit, a bit more of a fighting spirit. He's almost too kind and too nice sometimes, which I think might be his downfall. But anyway, I absolutely love watching him bat. He's a fantastic player, and I think he's got a bright future, and it's great to see him being rewarded for playing well in the domestic scene. Last one then, I think it's got something to do with the Legends League. Legend Leagues, do you have any plan to play in it, Vivek? Vivek, thank you very much for the question. Well, with one eye, it's pretty tough to play cricket at the moment. No, I must be honest, I can still see well, and this is the dominant eye, so I have been approached on numerous occasions. I will not draw a line through that. There's a possibility of me hitting some balls again one day. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet mentally, physically, and all of that yet. So I think when I start hitting some balls in the new year, maybe with my kids in the backyard, I will think about it. But let's see what happens with that. Sorry, I just got a phone call. That's the first time that's actually ever happened. But I'm back on. Sorry, I'm still live, I see. I got a phone call and my screen just disappeared and it said phone call. So I quickly declined that, and all good. I think that's that for questions then for today. You might see me in the Legend League one day. You might not. We'll see. Happy holidays to everyone. For those of you who are going on holiday, the friend that just called me now is a guy that's actually waiting for me at the destination already. He's very excited, obviously. I told him I'm doing a live stream, but he obviously forgot. But thanks for joining me today, guys. And just quickly to finalize things and to finish off, I've got a video for you guys. This is of the 2015 World Cup. No one has ever seen this. It's very rare footage. I can't ask you guys not to reshare it because you probably will. We might have some rights issues here, so it's probably going to get taken off in any way. But this is a video I played to the team the night before the semi-finals of the 2015 World Cup when we got knocked out. And the reason why I got reminded of this, it was actually my phone. And anything and everything about the 2015 World Cup, I won't say I erased, but it's on my phone. All the memories is there. I'll revisit that one day. I'm not ready for that yet. It shows you how much it hurts when you get knocked out of a World Cup, especially in that fashion. You know of all the controversial things that happened the night before, interference and all. I'm not going to delve into that. We have covered that before. But I'll show you this video now. I got our production team together and I said, I want to do something special for the boys. During my speech or the night before a game, the captain will address the team, will cover game plans, we'll quickly summarize what we need to do the following day. And then I would always have a quote or a video or some photos. I would always prepare something just to psych the guys up a bit and show them how much it means to me as captain. And I would ask them to follow me. So that was part of my speech the night before. And then I played this video. The reason why I was thinking about it is one of my social posts had this song on there, and it's a song of One Republic, and it's called I Lived. It's one of my favorite songs of all times. Listen to the words; it's very inspirational, and I absolutely love this. So enjoy this video, and I will see you guys. I'm gonna shut it down now. I'm gonna play the video and then we're out of here. I will see you guys with our show next week, and also a 360 Live. Have a fantastic weekend. Have a happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Lots of love to you all. But we will be staying in touch. So here's the video. I hope you enjoy it.
Hope when you take that jump, you don't feel the fall.
Amazing job in the field.
Hope when the water rises, you build a wall. Hope when the crowd screams out, you're screaming your name. Hope if everybody runs, you choose to stay. Hope that you fall in love and it hurts so bad. Hey, the only way you can know, you give it all you had. And I hope that you don't suffer, but take the pain. Hope when the moment comes, you'll say,
Yo, emotional stuff. There's the World Cup. We never got our hands on that. Sorry, I did say that we're going to finish off after this video, but let me just quickly say what that is all about. Very emotional stuff, as you can see. That is very special to me. Just the words. And I think if you can live your life like that, at the end of the day, when you look back and you say, with every broken bone, I swear I lived. I mean, you won't get much better than that. That's how I want to live my life. And yeah, you can hear I'm quite emotional. Just watching that, we were such a tight group. And we were so motivated to go and win that World Cup. It wasn't meant to be, but hopefully the youngsters who watched us that day over in South Africa will be inspired enough to go and win that World Cup one day. Subscribe to my channel, hit the bell notification, and also follow me in Instagram, Facebook, and also X. And we'll keep you guys updated with everything coming up in the next few weeks. Happy holidays, guys. I'll speak to you soon. Have a fantastic day. Goodbye for now. Sorry, I tried to tell you guys there that I still have. How's it, guys?
Sorry, just 1 second. I just want to make sure.